Ahoy there, trader, and welcome back. This is the Anti-Investor Swing Trading Podcast. Let's talk about the ghost of CrashMas past. Okay, so this isn't quite the Dickensian story you were hoping for, although there could be a happy yet bearish ending as we visit 2018 with the ghost of CrashMas past to see if there are any hints as to what could be expected in the present. So if you're ready, let's do it. Hi, it's Phil. Welcome to the Anti-Investor Swing Trading Podcast, where we talk about swing trading stocks, stock options, and index futures. My goal is to help the next 1,000 traders become financially independent and retire early from the financial markets by providing the right tools to use, the rules to follow, and the software to assist you so that you don't make the same mistakes that I made. And from now on, I'll be your personal swing trading mentor to show you the way. So if you're ready, let's do this. So as I compose this December podcast on the 7th, I'm looking back on 2022 and I can't help but note what a tricky year it's been. And not just for swing trading, but for several styles of trading and investing. Now, I'll pop a visual or two in the show notes, so be sure to check it out so that you can see the various fund performances from year to date, as well as a snapshot of the year's performances all the way going back to 2015. Now, I want to point out that 2018 was notable, and I keep coming back to my own trading experience of that year as being most comparable to this year. Visually, if you place them side by side, they look very different in that the ebbs and flows of the price movement of the S&P 500, they're not exact. And putting that aside for a moment, the general movement and timings are almost an exact carbon copy. So at the start of 2018 and 2022, what we saw was some very fast movements in a short space of time around February, March. Now additionally, this year, we've had some very big sector moves in the energy, and the point I'm trying to get to is we've had a big move in a short period of time at the beginning of the year. Now, this then led into a prolonged and quite agonizing lack of any significant market-wide movement. And of course, there's little pockets here and there of movement, as there always is. But the broad market conditions were very sideways. Again, in both years, the rest of the year up to the end of November saw prolonged sideways, or a narrow band of trading activity. Very narrow indeed. Again, very short-lived movements indeed. So this brings us up to the here and the now, and there's obviously a complete picture from 2018 for us to reference. I sometimes like to call this the spot the difference exercise. You've got a completed picture to reference, and we've got the right now, which is our partially completed picture, and we're trying to figure out what's missing or what's different or what's the same so that we can have this hypothesis and formulate an expectation of what may happen next. And I do this because I'm a firm believer of history repeating itself, and it leaves clues and footprints. And then what we get to do is we get to anticipate that there could be a reasonable movement in a very short period of time over the next 10 or 15 day period, because that's what we saw back in 2018. Could we see a flash crash similar to 2018? It's certainly possible. Anything's possible, of course. But what we can anticipate is if the year continues to unfold in a very similar way, which it has done so far, then it is possible. And the technical landscape, it's certainly suggesting some further downward movement as various support levels have been breached. So, as always, time will tell, and we may indeed have a very Merry CrashMas coming in the next few days. Again, personally, I've got exposure to the bull side and the bear side, so I won't mind which way the move happens, but we could indeed see a big move in a very short period of time, which is what I'm anticipating. That's all for today, so thank you for giving me your time and attention and making me a part of your regular routine. Be sure to follow and listen to the very first episode where I map out one of my 6 money-making strategies. It's fully outlined for you there, so be sure to go back and listen. But for now, have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you at the same time next time. Toodaloo, trader. Keep in mind that futures, options on futures, stocks and stock option trading involves a degree of risk that may not be suitable for all investors. Past performance is no guarantee of future performance. Antivestor provides educational information and does not provide financial advice.